I See My Ancestor by Nicholas Brown. I could see them in their villages within kingdoms, tending to their daily lives. My great-grandfather with my great-grandmother giving guidance to my other great-grands who followed behind. They were part of a kingdom that neighbored others who traded or fought, but never dehumanized. I could smell them on the boats all chained up, bodies foul from human waste, sweat, and menstrual blood soaked into the wooden floors of those transport ships. I can see them entering sugarcane fields, watching women being flogged with whips. They broke the spirits of those who now realize how evil the European can be. I can see them working night and day, tiring out and dying young due to sickness and poor eating. I can hear the rustling of the cane and brush because some of my great-grands ran off the plantation. I can feel the sense of urgency in each step and the warmth from each breath taken as they ran toward cockpit country. Can you taste the cassava, jerk pork, and green bananas being consumed in hidden areas? Can you feel the marsh and the brush against their skin as they use the terrain in guerrilla warfare? Hear the Abing sing among the whispers of the wind before the loading of guns and the handling of cutlasses. Stick and move, jab blade first, let off a few rounds from the muskets, and then run, evading capture once again. Mena kot no kien. In other words, I ain't fenced to do nothing, massa. Years later, the leeward stayed on the west side of Jamaica, keeping to the treaty with the British. Most windward remained on the east side of the island, but some were shipped to Nova Scotia, then Sierra Leone, with many of them coming back to Jamaica. My great-great-great-great-great-grandfather most likely spoke Cremanti, which later exchanged for patois and then Americanized English, with some mixing about with people in the Bahamas. Many of us don't do enough digging, seeing who we are ancestrally. Many seem not to care, cutting themselves off from their roots. Never understanding to know your future, you must learn the past. I can see my great-great-great-grand in the trees and walking on the limestone along the floor of the forest areas leading to a valley. I can feel the rain that helped feed the running waters of the Rio Grande, traveled upon by raft. I can smell the gunpowder in the air of freed people never returning to bondage. I can hear the stories of Nanny and Cucho being taught to my grandmother during her days in school. I can taste the callaloo and saltfish in the morning before doing research, writing, and reading, something that much of the enslaved in America weren't allowed. I can see my people pointing to where part of me is from. I can see Akan lands. I can see pre-Kush empires, innovators. I see the gold stool, the blackness of the soil and in the healthy skin of the people. And I see the green of the land being cared for by those I still considered family. I see them all. I want to know them all. Most importantly, I love what I see. Dragonflies at War, Vol.II. Get it online, Amazon, and other online outlets.